Yo, good people, what's up, what's good? It's your boy Caleb Smith, blessed to be the host of this podcast, 3 Milli Pod. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Before we even get started, you already know what you got to do. If you haven't already, you got to hit that subscribe button. And also, you have to hit that post notifications bell so you'll always get updated every single time that we post something. Today's episode was amazing with my man Blue Pill. We talked about everything that was going on with George Floyd, metaphysics, us as black people, our moves that we should make next, and everything in between. It was a great conversation. Make sure to tune in, watch the whole video, and also in the comments, let us know what was your favorite part about this conversation. And also, at least share this with probably up to 2 to 3 friends, at least. Share these conversations. Thank you all for tuning in. Our MillennialMasterClass Series is made specifically for you. We appreciate you. Let's get it. The OG, what's up with you?
Yo, what up, nephew?
Nothing much, man. Nothing much. How you been?
Good, man. Good.
Good, man.
You know, I'm here setting people straight.
I know it's been crazy, man. It's been a crazy week. Crazy.
Always.
So we have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah. We're going to get it in today.
All right. Everybody's coming in. We're going to give you guys a second to come on in. You already know Uncle Dave. He's going to give it to you real. It's going to be raw, unapologetic. If you guys have any questions right now at this moment, drop those questions. We'll get the conversation going, live Q&A. So, I'll give you guys like a good 60 seconds to a minute. Get your questions in. Drop it down in the comments. We're going to get this conversation going. Share this with a friend. Last week it went crazy. Week before that. So drop your questions right now. And then you already know Dave. He's going to get to
it. Yep. I'm excited, man. I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Champ had to put on the accoutrement.
Oh, no, you good, man. And tomorrow, bro, you got Matthew Knowles?
Yeah, bro, I know who y'all thought y'all was fucking with. I got a Roy Jones Jr., y'all. You must have forgot.
They thought it was a lightweight, man.
They thought it was a lightweight. I don't know how, for obvious reasons, but apologize I did not have time to cut my hair.
Nah, you good, Dave.
Today I'm not shitty sharp. What up there, Keita? Like, you want to know the test of your life, bro? Is when you see somebody and they go off and they do their thing, they become successful. Miss Hollywood 313, I saw her one time at a club in Nashville. I said, yo, you should be modeling. And I created this whole thing. I think it was like Stallion of the Week. Now, this is 2003. Wasn't no Megan nowhere. And Megan was
you already talking about stallions.
Right. Stallion of the Week. She was my very first Stallion of the Week in Nashville.
That's crazy, man.
And she went on to become a core model. Now she got her own podcast. She killing it.
Oh, man. Shout out to you.
So, you know, shout out to these
Rodney
folks.
Perry in here, man. I know about Rodney Perry, man. Shout
out to Rodney Perry's my man.
That's
my man right there.
Man.
That's Uncle Rodney right there.
Man. I watch him from afar, man.
Huh?
I said I watch him from afar, man.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's somebody you need to have a conversation with, man. Rodney Perry will change your life.
Yeah, that's what's up, man.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Rodney Perry, we probably wouldn't be talking.
That's fact.
You know, so a lot of times we don't want to stay. You know, we don't admit we stand on the shoulders of giants. I'm not saying I discovered her. I'm just saying I diagnosed her. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
More important.
That's way more important. I ain't create Thug Life. I just diagnosed it. Hey, you're welcome. Yeah, man, I'm excited. We got a lot of stuff to talk about. So I'm curious as to what the family wants to talk about today.
Right.
I mean, I got an idea.
Everybody come on in.
Come on in. Y'all need to hit that little airplane, start sharing, because I'm about to go off.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know. We're gonna see where it takes us. What up, everybody? I see you. Oh, that's right. Man. See? Taz Angels, because you was Taz Daddy. Yeah, see? Y'all know my history better than I do.
Dave, man, I think I might have a question real quick, man, before the people start coming in. And I was just having this conversation. Oh, perfect. Gwinnett God. Will this blackout be effective?
Nope. In your life, okay, you've studied enough history that I feel confident in asking you this question, but I'll leave it to everybody in the audience as well. Name a time in history whereby, including white people and others, black people got liberated. And please don't pull the Underground Railroad out of your ass, because the Underground Railroad predates the Civil War. And even during that time, you know what was happening? There's a whole lot of people enslaved. So the Underground Railroad, I'm not saying it wasn't effective, but if you've got documented 3 million people enslaved and only 300 to 1,000, depending on whose estimates you go through, didn't wind up free. Name me a time in history where by doing this collaborative thing, it worked out well for black people. You know, the black, the white, the red, and the brown, the purple, and yellow. But first, and that's what Malcolm said, you don't clean up somebody else's house before you start cleaning up your own.
Wow.
You know, so when people talk to me about a blackout, and I'm like, the blackout sponsored by Spotify and Apple Music and CBS and YouTube, yet and still, I went on, and I'll show you the screenshot later because you know Uncle Dave stayed with receipts. I went on my Apple Music, which is what I do when I get ready to hop in the shower. Just throw on the Apple Music. I got my playlist and then the cultivated playlist. So I hit my thing to find my cultivated playlist, and it was like, we're going to just give you this playlist because it was all blacked out and shit. I was like, what the fuck is wrong with my phone? And it was like, yeah, we're going to give you this because we stand in solidarity with you. So if you cared about black people and you cared about black artists and you cared about black streaming, how come Tidal was conspicuously absent? The only black-owned mainstream streaming platform was absent for your show solidarity for black people.
Wow.
But the thing of it is, white people are doing what we've always allowed them to do, and that's cashing on our pain. So a blackout day, get the fuck out of here. You've gone a day, and I'm pretty sure the majority of us have gone a day where we said, oh, Tuesday we're going to go and we're going to go grocery shopping. And Tuesday come and Tuesday go, and you don't go grocery shopping. No one is dying. Changing your avatar don't do shit. You know why people change their avatars and why black people love that shit? Because it does not require any financial commitment. And it doesn't require any bloodshed on our part. It's a lot you can do with your thumbs.
It's easy.
So that's easy. You change your avatar, and so fucking what? Y'all changed your avatar when they shot Trayvon Martin dead in the street with Skittles and a bottle of tea. And Jordan Davis died, and Mike Brown died. Like folks just kept happening. But funny how none of y'all decided to go up to the White House when Obama was in the White House and be like, yo, what the fuck is you doing?
Facts.
Never fucking once. Donald Trump decided he wanted to fucking take a photo op. He had the fucking police and the National Guard flash bomb people, hit them with tear gas, and these were peaceful protesters, so he can go upside the street and hold up a Bible. This is a Couple Up game, by the way. CoupleUpGame.com. This is not a Bible. Shameless plug.
Talking to him on Thursday.
Yeah. My man James Petit, he's hard body. So there's no accountability, but you rather blame the orange-faced, bald-headed boogeyman than you would the black face, on white supremacy. And we can argue about how much you love Obama, but you can't name me one damn thing Obama did specifically and exclusively for black people. Because I've never been to jail. You been to jail?
Nope.
Yeah, so prison reform ain't really fucking helping me.
Yeah.
And then people are like, why don't people get upset when black people kill each other? Well, black people don't get upset when black people kill each other. We do. But the thing of it is, y'all seem to find us real quick when that happens. But when white cops kill black people, or when white people kill black people on videotape in cold blood in the middle of the night with 15 witnesses and a whole bunch of cameras, nothing happens. So that's just what it is. It's amazing how froggy y'all get when the media puts your battery in your back. Did you ever stop and think that y'all know Hillary Clinton has a deposition today, right? Did y'all know that? Y'all do know that this is an election day for like Pennsylvania, which is a swing state. A lot of swing states have elections today, but y'all gonna black out your social media, and we're gonna uplift melanated voices. You know what melanated is code for? Black and others. Puerto Ricans got melanin. Japanese got melanin. Vietnamese got melanin. Indian Americans got melanin. Native Americans got melanin. But y'all love basic ass gestures and the act of doing something. Then y'all only want to deal with the Antifa shit because you know good and hell well, if you see, and they got it on tape in St. Louis, in Los Angeles, white people in hoods and in balaclavas, which is like fancy for like face mask shit, spray painting on walls, Black Lives Matters, fuck the police, and police are standing there watching them and laughing because they already know what time it is. When the fix is in, you got a problem because you're afraid to say black. That's why I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. I'm blackity black because I'm black, y'all.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Dave. Hey, Dave, real quick, man. Tell them what your Cash App is. I'm about to pin that comment because we got to give our OGs their flowers while they're here. So what's your Cash App, Dave? I'm about to pin
Cash App is $BusinessBully.
Got you.
That's right. Run me my money.
Yeah, bro.
Because y'all showed up
getting
to
a
that
free
white man
sermon
at the bursar's office and ain't get shit.
Y'all getting a free sermon. Y'all getting free consultations right now. And he charged for this. Every week. Being honest. Every week. But Dave, man, I got a question as well. Me and my brother, man, we've been talking and chopping it up all week. And we've been going heavy on Dr. Claud Anderson videos. And his lectures are amazing. And Powernomics, one of the things that, he was breaking down is when it comes to politics, you already know the vibes. Yeah. You already know.
Dr. Claud Anderson. No relation. I'm just fucking with you. But OG, like, this is the thing. And this is what pisses me off about black people. And when I say black people, I shouldn't have to say not all black people, but some of y'all black people so slow that y'all can't pick up what I'm throwing down. So when I say black people, I mean generally, and I have to speak generally because I'm speaking to a general audience. So generally speaking, black people would rather watch, and this ain't no shot at you, would rather watch a couple YouTube videos than to pick this up. So that when people are asking questions like, well, what should we do? How should we operate? What's next? And I quote, in our competitive and race-based society, why would the majority white society want to throw the doors of economic opportunity wide open to blacks? That is not nature of competitors who play a game of I have mine and I'm going to get yours. End quote. Powernomics available right now where all fine books are sold.
Powernomics.
Get it. Yep. It's hardcover. It don't come on Audible.
I'm gonna type it in for him, Dave.
Yeah. It don't come on Audible. You can't get no paperback, and it's worth every penny. I got 3 copies in my house. I got one in every major room in my house. What can we do?
I see you. Hey, _Brenda. It's called Powernomics. Got it? Cool.
And that's the thing. Like we need to start, hitting people with the one thing that they can't debate. They can. I tell this to anybody in business, regardless of what color my clients are. People can argue with your wants all day. No one can debate your needs based upon facts and data. If I know for a fact it costs me $40,000 a year to put my child through Howard University, then that's before anybody gets a book. That's before anybody wipes their ass, before anybody gets a meal. I'm going to need X amount of dollars. And still, I got a 5-year-old. I got a house to take care of. I got to toss my mama some money. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is my math. This is what it costs me to take someone from where they are to where they say they want to be. So that's why the price tag is what it is. Like, you can't argue with the numbers, but when you come from emotion, why won't you see us? When they see us, they see you just fine. They see you as the livestock that you are. They see you as the cubicle filling that you are. You are literally the cream in their Oreo. Let that one sink in.
Wow. It's going to be a heavy conversation today. I hope that you guys are ready. We about to keep this thing going, and we only, 10 minutes in. So, we about to go. Dave, something else as well, man, is when I think I see, especially being born and raised in Atlanta, right? I had this conversation with Blue Pill last night. Nobody talks about, I know it's the Black Mecca and all that good stuff, but nobody talks about the bougie 1% in Atlanta and how they separate themselves. And they don't even live in the black neighborhoods in Atlanta. They live in the white neighborhoods in Buckhead. And when this popped off, you see T.I. get up there. Killer Mike, he was cool, but when you see T.I. get up there, talk about, oh, this Wakanda, or everybody chill out. Or you see 2 Chainz, all of us fake woke, don't be tearing up my stuff. The Dream, don't be tearing up my stuff. But then, before all this, you wanted to be pro-black. So how do you feel about our entertainers only wanting to be pro-black when it's convenient, but when the revolution actually kicks off, they're trying to calm everybody down on the plantation? How do you feel about that, Dave?
Did I talk about because I never remember what I said. Did I talk about last week the fact that blackout day is run by a used car salesman who still has a job at a Chevrolet dealership in Killeen, Texas?
Nope.
Did we talk about that?
Nope.
Okay. So I've listed an ass ton of reasons why that blackout won't work. But because y'all love T.I. so much, and see the difference between me and the average bear is I've known T.I. for the better part of 17 years. Now T.I. and I are not close, but my former intern is one of his generals at Grand Hustle. So, you know, every time I run into Tip, it's love. I love Tip. I think he's one of the best rappers, probably top 5 dead or alive as far as I'm concerned. But when you're wrong, and I don't give a fuck who you are. Having said that, I will also say that you can't serve two masters. Those folks have an agenda. Everybody love Killer Mike so much, but Killer Mike just as bad, if not worse. Y'all see that Netflix special? If you wanted to have economic empowerment for the Bloods and the Crips, you don't tell them to make fucking soda in their fucking kitchen and sell it. Because I never saw the Hells Angels sell soda. They sold merchandise. Merchandise is where money is.
T-shirts.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you go to a WWE event, yeah, they got John Cena ice cream bars, but they sure enough got John Cena armbands, John Cena hats, John Cena keychains, John Cena t-shirts, John Cena socks. Yeah. Do you understand? Merchandise is where the money is. The money's not in the bullshit. And so one day ain't going to do shit to cripple the economy. And this whole, well, you know, we got to start somewhere. We've been starting somewhere for the past 500 years. So when we're going to do more than start somewhere. So, you know, in short, today didn't do shit. July 7th ain't going to do shit. If you want to do shit, buy black every day and don't bitch about it. Drive a little bit further. Pay a little bit more, because I don't know if you know this or not, but as a business person, I got to pay a black tax every time I show up. Every time I show up. Y'all trying to talk. You go back and you watch my shit. And again, me and Gary, we are very good friends. You go back and watch my shit, and you watch his shit, and you try to tell me my shit is not as dope as his? That's not me being bitter. That's me being factual. But the difference is he's white, so you idolize him differently. And it's all he said it to my face. It's always going to be easier for him than it is for me, based on the fact that he is a white male. You know what I'm saying? And that has less to do with him and more to do with what we like to support. Because if the first thing you were taught out your womb was Jesus, and Jesus is a white man, and you see a white man doing the shit that you want to do, you're going to call him Jesus. And so when you work for white people, and you have agendas like that, and even with Killer Mike and his Netflix show, aside from the cola shit, which made no sense, because I ain't seen a bottle of Cripa-Cola yet. You have some Cripa-Cola?
Nah,
you get you some blood pop? You in Atlanta? What you mean? You ain't getting nothing? You were born and raised in Atlanta, correct?
Yeah.
Are you trying to tell me you can't find one black-owned Atlanta hotel?
I don't even think any exist anymore, Dave.
Bro, I'm pretty sure there's at least one. You could at least find a black-owned Airbnb.
Oh, of course. Yeah. I'm just saying in Atlanta, it's to the point that our businesses aren't even popularized, right? And even if they are, all right, so for instance, right, in Atlanta right now, what people don't realize is it's the black Mecca. But if you go to the heart of downtown, it's nothing but white people. It's
a lot of white people.
And Dave, you saw it when we chopped it up downtown. Dave, on that street, Castleberry Hill, if anybody's from Atlanta that's listening, that used to be where all the Negroes were. Like the hood. All that's changed. And Dave, when you were there, you saw it. Atlanta United Gang was none but white people walking by.
I was shocked because I used to live in Atlanta. Like people forget I lived there.
Yeah, you told me about Old National, all that.
Yes. I used to there's a guy named Crane. Crane, I think he retired from rap. But we used to have a song. God, what's the name of that goddamn song we had? It's called Keep It Gully, because I'm from Philly, so that Philly, New York gully energy. And we'd be like, Sunday night, Old National, Frozen Palace parking lot, pimpy, yo, Bike Valley, Big Truck, Fast Show, Crunk, Folks, Show. Oh, so like that's what we did. You know what I'm saying? So to watch things deteriorate in certain ways and then watch them get built back up without our people, you know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason for that. And yeah, y'all can bank black, but if y'all not demanding that the bank actually give you good loans, what good does that do? You know what I'm saying? Like y'all so happy that what's his name? God, what is his? I can see him clear as day. Get on my nerves too. Took over at New Birth for Eddie Wrong.
Jamal Bryant.
Jamal Bryant.
Yeah.
Y'all see Jamal Bryant every Sunday, but y'all know Jamal Bryant can't run through the hood in Baltimore.
Yeah, I saw.
They ran him out the hood.
It's on tape. Yeah.
So, you know, my man Saphir actually helped him get that gig in New Birth. So now he down in the A. But aside from, and help me, aside from job fair, book bag giveaway, bike giveaway, counseling, and, you know, feeding the hungry, what's New Birth doing for Black people? I'm sorry, I can't hear you. So your mic on? Did screen freeze?
You heard
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
But yet and still, the Black church gets $33 million a week from Black people.
A week, not a year,
week.
Not a month.
The Black church. The Black church.
Yeah.
So y'all know what y'all could do with that money? Y'all could have been gentrified all that shit. Y'all could have ran all of Metro Atlanta up to and including Cobb County and not have to worry about a damn thing. Oh, y'all ain't like the governor? Why don't y'all take y'all 10% and start a super PAC?
Can you break down what a super PAC is, Dave? Because I don't even think.
All right.
I know that our supporters, they're smart, but can you break down what a super PAC is? Yeah.
All right. So there's a regular political action committee. And a regular political action committee probably has a couple million in it. And that political action committee will go and they will buy time on behalf of certain campaigns in order to meet a certain agenda. This is the candidate that we put our money behind, and they'll meet a certain agenda. A super PAC will do all that and then pay professional lobbyists, either hired from within the super PAC or professionals who are lobbyists for the past 10, 15, 20 years. And they will go and they will sit in Washington and they'll go, hey, Congressman Jenkins or Senator Haynes, you know, or Fair Housing Committee here. Hey, Dr. Ben Carson, listen, we're going to sit on your ass until such time that this happens and we've got signatures from this senator, this congressman, bop, 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 bop. And they got the money to back it up because I don't know if y'all know this. Y'all think it's a voting game. It's not a voting game. It is a money game. So a super PAC can do everything that a political action committee can do and then some. But then when people want to give y'all the knowledge, right, y'all want to pay for it. Oh, Dave, too expensive. I'm a lot less expensive than a semester at college. And when you come out of my program, you're gonna make money. You come out of college, 70-30, 60-40, maybe just a 50-50 chance.
And not even probably get a job that's in your field on top of
But what the fuck is a job? Like, that's the shit I don't understand.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly.
What is a job? Because, I mean, I would think that every time that y'all fill out a job application, right? Think about this for a minute. Whether you get out of college or you get out of a correctional facility, they still ask you the same questions. What color are you? How old are you? Have you ever been convicted of a felony? You know, do you have any experience? And then they judge you for all of that. And then there's no chance. But guess what? You can't get fired from your purpose. Ain't nobody getting fired from a food truck. Ain't nobody getting fired from writing books. Ain't nobody getting fired from cutting hair, welding, painting, any of that. But that shit ain't sexy enough for you. I knew girls who work and live in Atlanta, work at Wendy's 6 days a week, and on Saturday night. So they work from Sunday through Friday. And so Saturday night they can turn up, wear some red bottoms that they scraped all quarter for, and then, you know, want to pop in the club. So, like, at some point, we got to start looking at, like, my brother's 7 years older than me. If I was in some trouble, I couldn't just call my brother and my brother be like, yo, I'm going to whoop their ass. Unless I could answer one very specific question. Do you know what it is?
What's the question?
What was your part in it? What did you do? And I knew very early on that I needed to be truthful. Yeah, I said this, I did that. That's it. And they're gonna do what? I'll be right there. But if I talked my shit and it was some shit where it was mostly on me, yeah, I had to handle that myself. We're always looking for someone else to handle it. That's why y'all begging sloppy Joe Biden to come be your president. He wasn't fucking with you beforehand. He went to Barack with a bag of bagels and came out with a vice presidential nomination. He went and put a black woman named Stacey Abrams on TV and played her to the left. But then tonight he's going to have Elizabeth Warren on MSNBC, and I guarantee you he's probably going to announce Elizabeth Warren. It ain't going to be Amy Klobuchar because the block's a little too hot on her. It ain't going to be Kamala Harris because we don't really fuck with her. But he'll probably do Elizabeth Warren, which is why Elizabeth Warren wouldn't come out for Bernie Sanders. But, you know, I could be wrong. I'm not, but I could be.
Wow. And Dave, man, speaking on politics as well, back to Dr. Claud Anderson, man, breaking down politicians as prostitutes. When can we finally realize, like, yo, the power is in the money? Like, I get vote, but at the end of the day, if there's no substance behind that vote, there's no results. And that's why we don't see the Asian community crying, the Jewish community, because it's the money. Like, when is that going to click, or how can that click for us to realize it's in the money? And if you guys have any questions, drop it in the comments right now.
Oh, please ask your questions. I got nothing but time. We still got 34 minutes on the clock. So let me break this down to you really quick in less than 4. First part of your question, when is it going to click? As soon as we start taking out our trash. Y'all love niggas too much. Y'all love niggas too much. Y'all are the niggas who deserve to be in jail, and some of us do deserve to be in jail. Y'all are the niggas who treat your sister, your girl cousins, your best friend from high school like a piece of shit. Sisters, you love the niggas who can put it down but can't read a fucking book and pick one up. You know, start getting away from niggas on both sides of the gender roles. 1. Once we separate ourselves from niggas, then we have to start saying to ourselves, okay, and stop with that 1.2 trillion buying power shit, because some of y'all fuck off your money and don't pay your bills for some dumb shit like Beyonce tickets or Jordans. And no diss to Beyonce, I'm talking to her daddy tomorrow, but the truth is the truth. So now, once we have a core group of people who are black-centered, we ain't got to like each other. We just got to like results more than we like each other. You know? And we have to be willing to invest to get to the next level. Y'all had no problem paying white daddy for education. Somebody says, I can coach you on business. Y'all want the blood of my firstborn. She busy playing the switch. She ain't coming. You know, y'all want 15 references. BusinessBullyShow.com. Let me put this on do not disturb. There we go. So you got folks who just want to do everything but the work. And we've got to get ourselves into a situation where we're separate. No more fucking allies. No more fucking coalitions. No more black and brown people, because I'm still waiting for the Negro Grammys, because it damn sure ain't the NAACP Image Awards. It ain't McDonald's 365 Black Awards. It ain't the BET Awards, because all of those things are white-owned and or operated. And I don't give a fuck about who the president is. You can replace a president. You can't replace an owner. So mess with that NAACP bullshit. And if the NAACP was really with you, why are they still calling you colored? So it will click when we've had enough of the dumb shit. But I don't know if y'all paid attention. A couple of days ago, your president said, once the looting starts, the shooting starts. They literally got people snipering on their bellies waiting for y'all to come out, because y'all figure y'all gonna get yourself the 5-finger discount of shopping. That's not the play. The play is owning the means of production. The play is selling merchandise and buying that shit. You know, the play is investing in yourself and understanding you got to get the knowledge, the real knowledge, not the shit that they teach you in school. Because if school was a benefit, they would never let you have it. Wow. Like they won't let you have a business loan. Like it's so hard for you to get a fucking house, or at least the house you really want. So that's what's up.
Dave, Melody Frederick, she said, what's the best way to invest to make this actually happen?
Great question. The best way to invest to make that happen. First, invest in yourself, because the hardest thing I do is not taking a business from, $30,000 a year to $800,000 a year. The hardest thing I do is getting in here, the most expensive set of real estate, 2 feet of real estate in between your ears, right? You know, it's hard because y'all want certain things that you're never going to get. You want your friends and family to support you. Why won't they buy my stuff? What did I ever do to them? And I'm going to teach you something your mama didn't teach you and your daddy should have. People only respect you on the level at which they met you.
Wow.
So if they met you, you were on dish duty, you know, at Golden Corral, you're just gonna be a fucking dishwasher to them. It don't matter what else you do. You're a dishwasher. They'll never respect you. Or they're waiting for the bottom to fall out. All right? So you got to get tight on that. On top of that, get some coaching. You know, I ain't cheap, but I work. You know, and I think once you do that, then you can start making the right decisions. But you have to make money and know how to generate money and know how to find money. The average black household doesn't have $500 in case of an emergency. They ain't got to kill you. They're already choking you out economically. They already got their knee on your neck. So we got to start moving a little bit differently. But yeah, and somebody said, am I in investment groups? No. For what? I invest in me. And I built my own group.
That's real. Y'all, man, Dave is giving it up right now. If y'all have any more questions, ask them down in the comments. Of course, we're going to keep this conversation going. Still got like 30 minutes left, so keep this conversation going. Drop your questions. Dave, man, it's a crazy time, man. So when you see like the rioters and they say the looters, things like that, what do you feel about that situation when you see what's going on right now? How do you feel about
great
that?
question. I feel like, to quote Nathan Morris from a 1991 jingle called Motown Philly, well, it's long overdue, and now Negroes snapping. Like y'all should have been snapping on them.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. White people scared.
Yep. I said the same thing.
I also need y'all to keep in mind this dumb stuff about, oh, you're tearing up your own communities. Y'all don't own shit in them.
I said the same thing.
On top of that, those businesses, Target is well insured.
That's right.
I had a friend who used to be one of the chief buyers for Target. Target got so much insurance to make your head swim. Them buildings will be right back up. You know, but while you're burn some money over at the black business. You know, if a sister got an Etsy shop, you need to be supporting that. You know, and I think that we need to really start supporting our sisters, because I'm gonna tell you one thing that I really see in a lot of, like, my industry is filled with fucking crooks and schemers and scammers and thieves. And what winds up happening is sisters buy into this sisterhood. The fuck is a sisterhood? It don't exist. And a lot of sisters who, when it comes to black people in America, sisters are beating the shit out of us. Like, they're literally beating the shit out of us. The fastest growing sector of entrepreneurs in this country are black women. The highest educated, meaning having degrees, are black women. The top earners in the C-suite, CEO, CFO, CIO, CMO, are black women. Yet and still, these same powerful sisters are getting with each other, and they find some coach to rally behind, and that coach is telling them, we're going to have a community of sisterhood. And then you're paying her $10, $15, $20, $25,000, and you ain't got shit to show for it. You're no more better off than where you were when you walked in. Because they got all the info, but none of the systems. It doesn't matter how talented you are. It doesn't matter how much information you have. It matters what you can do with it. Meaning, Michael Jordan wasn't shit when Doug Collins was coaching him. He was talented. He was great, but he wasn't winning no championships until Phil Jackson showed up with the triangle offense. It's the system, not the talent. But y'all get caught up in graphics and sisterhood and a bunch of fucking dreams. That's why when you look at, y'all love celebrating HBCU so goddamn much. Oh, I went to an HBCU, and so therefore what? That's why y'all get Al Bundy's disease. Meaning that you score 4 touchdowns in fucking college in a single game, and that's your whole fucking life. That's why HBCU homecomings are packed. They're packed because y'all want to relive the fucking glory days. What have you done since? That's why you got so many people in the Divine Nine talking about how much they pledged, but they pledged to the same thing that the fucking mega preachers pledged to. Book bags, feeding the homeless, after school programs, bike drives, and nothing fucking else. If just the Deltas went to every fucking school board meeting, it wouldn't be no schools closing in major cities all around the country. If the SG Rose just handled police brutality and went to every single city council meeting, it wouldn't be no issues. If the AKAs would just stomp down on regulations for what's coming in to our community as far as businesses, there would be no more food deserts in the hood. If the Qs did security like the Nation of Islam, we wouldn't have brothers being killed just for telling people the truth. But you know, it's okay. If the Kappas all went into grooming school and taught our brothers, you know, how to groom themselves. I'm never one for how to dress. I wear wrestling t-shirts and ball caps. But the point of it is, if we just took over these industries based on our numbers alone, that's when real brotherhood and real sisterhood handles. Not twirling a cane, barking around, you know, making noise to break glass, but not making noise to kick ass. But can't nobody tell y'all nothing because 100 years ago, someone did this. Someone 100 years ago didn't get into a black fraternity, and someone else 100 years ago didn't get into a black sorority, into a white fraternity, and someone 100 years ago didn't get into a white sorority. And so you decided to, because you did not know your history, take what they did and become a bastardized version of what they were doing, because you want white adjacency more than you want historical context. Because if you understood that the Greek stuff came from the Egyptian stuff and Egypt is smack dab at the top of Africa, you would understand that what you're doing is creating a caricature of yourself. It's like when sisters, and this ain't no attack, it's like when sisters go, yes, honey, and not realizing that when black gay men do that, they may not be conscious of it, but subconsciously they're doing a caricature of the one thing they can never be, and that is a black woman. So basically, you're a facsimile of a copy, doing an imitation of somebody doing a copy of you. I'm gonna let that sink in.
Y'all, again, the Cash App is right down there, man. You're getting a free sermon. You're getting free consultations right now. Free game, man. Free game. Y'all drop your questions. Dave, I have another question for you, man.
Sure.
Just looking at the sports plateau right now, looking at the sports field, I've been thinking about this for a while. My brother, he plays sports at FAMU, and we always used to talk about how weird and stupid it looks, right, to see our athletes play at a school like Ole Miss, right? And they're the Rebels, the Fighting Rebels. They have Confederate flag colors. Robert E. Lee is their mascot. Their fight song is Old Dixie Lee, and there's Trump supporters in the stands. When Alabama played LSU, Trump was at the game. He got a standing ovation. They chanted his name. Yet it's all black players on that field. What do you think about our black players and our black athletes, the best of the best, going to HBCUs? Or do you feel like our HBCUs aren't capable? And if so, how can we fix that paradigm?
I don't give a fuck about HBCUs. I don't give a fuck about traditional white institutions. And I hate to say it like that, but black people hang their hats on college like college means something. Even y'all don't even talk about the shit at Howard University that matters. Do you know at Howard University, they have one of the top medical programs that just deals with ocular science? I found that out in a Costco in Houston because I got in a conversation with a dude because I was looking for a barbecue at the time, and I got into a conversation with the dude. Because he graduated from Howard in this very program. And he was like, the program was so ridiculous, they called it How Hard. He was like, but you'll never, ever hear about that. Then let's talk about, do you know what the top HBCU is in the country?
The top, is it Howard?
It's Howard. Howard, according to U.S. News and World Report, is the number 89th school out of the top 100 schools. So Howard went, and they got their gospel choir to stand out in the street in their brand new Howard robes, while my daughter, whose tuition I paid, didn't have a door in her closet in her dorm room, but they got brand new robes. U.S. News and World Report. Think I'm lying? Google the shit. And they started singing about the fact that they were in 89th place. And they're the #1 fucking HBCU. You #1 and you in 89th, you have nothing to celebrate. I said it. And I'm saying that from a position of someone who pays tuition, which gives me a fucking vote. Then we don't want to talk about the fact that the majority of these HBCUs were created in order to educate masses' dirty little red-headed secret. You know, some were created, but look what happened. Look what happened to Bethune-Cookman.
Morris Brown.
Let's talk about what happened with Cheney University, where my mama, my stepdaddy, and my uncle graduated from. Look at how many of those schools get tossed out of accreditation. Yeah. Let's talk about the fact that a lot of those schools are so set on reputation that they don't do shit for their students. But everybody want to talk about, oh, well, that's just the experience. Just like when you get your ass beat for 8 weeks for 3 fucking letters and some colors. If I'm gonna get my ass beat for 6 fucking weeks and some colors, I might as well be a blood. I might as well be a Crip, a gangster disciple, or a vice lord. Because basically, you jumping people into gangs who still are trying to get educated. And then when you look at what happens post-matriculation in both PWIs and HBCUs, we have a problem. You want to know why? Like Dr. Claud Anderson says, we're busy sending our children into white neighborhoods for jobs because we have no jobs to create for them. So when you want to talk about whether they should play for this school or that school, they're all trying to do one thing, and that's get into the NFL, the Negro Field League, because that's what it really is. It is the Negro Field League. It is an opportunity for us to pit ourselves against each other in order to fight and kill and murder and destroy. And then we're not even talking about the fact that 4 years after you get out of the NFL, you know what winds up happening? You're broke.
You lost
but what happened to the NFL Players Association?
Nowhere to be
found. That's right. You ever see Making the Band? The one with Puffy had the band in it with Dylon. Yeah, because I spit hot fire. What happened wasn't the Dylon shit. What really flipped me the fuck out is that when it was time for the band to get a manager, Puffy turned to his Howard roommate, Phil Robinson. His fucking college roommate was the one who was going to manage the band. Now, my best friend is a woman named Janine Daniels. And there's nothing I wouldn't do for Janine. And if Janine said, listen, I need you to manage these folks for me, I already know that whatever I'm going to do, I'm going to steer them to whatever Janine's line of thinking is, because that's my best friend. Where's the band now, Caleb?
What were they called? Day 26?
Where's Day 26? Brian Angel somewhere. The other one is Willie off on Love and Hip Hop here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah, I remember Willie. You had Day 26.
Oh, the big one. My wife had a classmate at Wayne State. And you can say whatever you want, though. But listen, in my bed from Day 26, if you ain't heard, them boys can sing. And there's no reason that they ain't out. But you know what? When the fix is in, you don't come out alive. That's not Puffy's fault. That's business. And you don't understand that because you've never done business. They can get away with this stuff because y'all will just pay it and deal with it. You know what happens when I show up at Howard? Things start moving because I'm big and I'm angry and I got a lot of platforms and a whole lot of powerful friends. Because if they stop me at the bursar's office, I'm just going to walk around the corner to HUR, hop on the air with Mark and Allison, and tell them exactly what happened at their campus on their radio station. But we don't exercise that type of power. And once I realized that there was only one golden rule, Caleb, I changed my life. He who has the gold rules. Y'all busy turning the other cheek and doing on to others. No, you fuck with my kid, I'm coming for you. And they already know. If they see me coming, all of a sudden shit start happening. That's it. I'm not crying for nobody about nothing. I paid this money. What are you doing for my child? The end. We don't advocate for each other. We wait for somebody else to come down and do it for us. They already got their money. Show me a broke HBCU president. I'll wait. Name one.
And they get these donations all the time, too.
Right, but a lot of them are having issues with alumni because alumni are starting to get hip. At what point don't we start saying, instead of If your kid don't really know what they want to do, you want to get an education, they can always dismiss your degree. My wife used to work in HR. She will tell you straight up and down, a lot of people have ignorant biases, and those ignorant biases sometimes play a part in the hiring practices. So if they see somebody and they say, this looks like a good resume here, and they open up the resume and it says Howard, Hampton, FAMU, whatever, and then they're going to look for somebody else because that's what they believe. White is right. So the fix is in, because a lot of those HBCUs were started by white people, and a lot of them get white funds.
Yep.
But somehow those funds don't trickle down to black people. So I don't give a fuck who's playing for who. If y'all really cared about athletes, then y'all would big up Masterpiece Arena Football League, but y'all won't do that. If y'all cared about the health of athletes, y'all would make sure that they had better regulations, less hectic schedules, more time off, psychological evaluations and training, home economics, which is something they pulled out in 1991 from regular schools. They would put money in a trust. They should create an Iverson trust. Allen Iverson had a chunk of his money stored away that he couldn't touch for 30 years after he retired. You want to know why? That's why Allen Iverson is still rich. That's what I think. I think instead of, and I'm not knocking athletics. I think athletics is important, but I don't think it's as important as economics. And if we taught economics in a way where it made sense, I think that every economics course should have an advisor, an entrepreneur in residence who used to deal drugs. Because then hood cats could catch some shit. If I got 15 pounds of work and I got 5 people to divvy it out to, how many pounds is each person getting? 3. So of that, and how many ways do they break that down? How many dimes, how many nickel bags, how many quarters are they getting? And then from those quarters, how much money should I be expecting back after expenses? That's a different conversation, and anybody who smoked weed longer than 10 minutes should be able to answer that question. But we don't teach economics from that space. But y'all, I got a 720 on my SATs, and I will bust your ass intellectually. It's a bias-ass test. But I went to the categorically worst high school in America, Martin Luther King High School. They're about to close it down. It went from 3 floors to 1 floor. And they're about to sell it to a white college, because that's what they do in the hood, because you allow it. But twirl your canes, whoop yourself, ski-wee your ass all over the skating park. I don't give a fuck. But until such time as you're ready to take care of yourself and have a real conversation without the emotions, and just talk about the part that you play in it and how long you've laid down for it, I don't want to hear shit. Don't talk to me about how it's unfair that the WNBA goes out here every single night, plays better games than the NBA, but you can't name me 5 WNBA players. You can't even name me 5 WNBA teams. That's called hypocrisy. If you want to support your sisters, you should know their names. Y'all know Sandra Bland. Y'all wouldn't know Cheryl Swoops and Dawn Staley if she came up and smacked you upside the head.
She's a legend too.
Y'all ain't got no love for Candace Parker. My whole thing is this: Lisa Leslie has beaten every one of your basketball idols one-on-one. Males. Yet and still, y'all don't know her stats. Lisa Leslie can dunk on you and posterize your ass, but she's too classy for that shit. But I've seen her do it because she lives in Dallas, where I used to live. So we got to really get off of this horse shit about, they're sitting there. I don't know if you know this or not. There are plenty of liberal white supremacists, too. One of them is the Democratic nominee for president. So I don't give a fuck if they yell Trump from the stands. My whole thing is, when are they going to start yelling out, help black people more? Cynthia Cooper is the GOAT, though. Real rap. Well, I would love to see Cynthia Cooper and Lisa Leslie go at it right now. All things notwithstanding.
Y'all, man, y'all killing it in the comments, y'all. Ask your questions, have your voices be heard. And Dave,
people gonna get mad. I can just see it right now. People gonna chop this shit up and put out shits, and the Greeks gonna come after me, and the HBCUs gonna come after me. I'm not gonna give a fuck, but I just want to let you know I know what's coming.
Yeah. Unapologetic, man. Hey, it's a real conversation, y'all. Ask your questions real quick in these last 10, 15 minutes. Dave, sweat equity. That's another thing. Dr. Claud, he talks about that a lot. And how do we start getting the power behind the scenes? Because we always see in these sports, of course, the players get paid millions, but the billionaires are the owners, or the agents are the leeches. And even in, the music industry as well. You see the black talent, but the person without the talent is the person that's controlling the finances who doesn't look like us. So how do we get that power behind the scenes?
Do you know the song Centerfield?
I don't.
It's an old song. They used to sing it when I played baseball as a kid at the local rec center. Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play today. Look at me. I can play center field. That's what y'all want to do. Y'all don't want to be put in. Y'all want to be put on. You have the internet, correct? Is TuneCore still a thing? What is it? CD Baby still a thing? iTunes still around? We got those things where you could take your fucking music and put it on SoundCloud. Y'all want the industry because the industry still has the radio and y'all still think the radio matters. Because y'all don't want to do the work to grow a fan base. Y'all don't want to go out here and grind and shake hands and kiss babies and do promotions. Y'all don't want to do the work. So you want Leor, or you want Russell, or you want Puff, or you want Rick Rubin, or you want Jay-Z, to go ahead, or you want Jimmy Iovine to go ahead and do the work so that you can go ahead and make 8% while they take 92. And every expense that you have comes out of your 8%, not their 92. Here is the work that is needed to grow a fan base.
Yeah.
The first thing that you have to do is show up every day. The second thing you have to do is, a lot of y'all will do shit. I've had people come up to me, Mr. Anderson, you know what? I've opened for Busta Rhymes. I've opened for the Migos. I've opened for this one, that one, and the third. I'm like, cool. Where's the tape? Well, see, what had happened was, if a tree falls in the forest and no one's there to hear it, does it make a sound? Yeah, but you can't prove that shit. You got to show people that you're dope. You can rap for me, and I'm like, okay, that's great. One, I'm retired from music. Second of all, I'm not really beat on that shit. Third of all, you need, what are your numbers looking like? What are you doing? Y'all so focused on trying to get on the radio. The radio is already bought and paid for by people who got deeper pockets. But you know what ain't bought and paid for? There's an ass ton of podcasts that you can advertise on right now and get your music out.
I say that all the time, Dave.
There's an ass ton of influencers on Instagram who are cheap. Meaning you could take $500 and pay for 5 podcasts and 10 influencers on Instagram at the same damn time. And everywhere you show up, everywhere that you go, they show up. Right? Then if you were smart, you would take the Wu-Tang strategy, which is we're coming together and each of us is going to do our own thing and we're going to put our money together and we're going to tour. You don't build out an email list. You have no funnel. You have no merchandise. You have no real grind about your situation. And then you wonder why you're not making what you need to make. You're not getting where you need to get. A lot of that. And then a lot of y'all will do this. If I go in the gym right now, do you think that I come out tomorrow with rock hard abs?
It's a process.
But then, no. What if I work real hard, Caleb? I do all the crunches, all the pull-ups.
You could faint in the gym, and it's not going to happen tomorrow. It's not. It's a process.
Cool. As a business, should you learn the skills or hire for the skills you need? I'm a bit of a polymath, so you can't go by me. But I will tell you this. I know how to do graphic design very well. I don't do my own graphics. I know how to edit video, and I'll bust your ass. I don't have time to be editing video. I could sit around and edit my books, but I don't. Because my time is better spent on what's called my core competencies. Yes, I got to take a math class. Yes, I got to take a Spanish class. But this is my major.
It's what you do. But
what happens is when y'all come out, y'all start majoring in mediocrity because y'all want to be great at everything. They say, a jack of all trades is a master of none. But the entire quote is a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And that's what you miss. Focus on your core competencies, build those up, and then hire out for the rest. Because if you bet on yourself and you market yourself the correct way, right, the audience will find you. But it's not going to happen in 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, 7 months. It takes years. It's been a solid damn near decade since I retired from radio. And I'm just now getting to the point where people are like, yo, dude is dope. Just now, just in the past 2 weeks, my first, not my fourth, my first Breakfast Club interview is going viral. It's taking y'all 4 years to find that shit. But if I gave up after 2016, I'd be like, okay. I've been in Forbes. Nobody gives a fuck about Forbes, though. Am I going to be mad? No, I'm going to keep plugging. That's what it takes. And a lot of y'all are not willing to really get down and eat shit. You say you will, but you won't. I might not be what you think is dope. I might not be everything that you think I should be, but I'm consistent as a motherfucker, and I will bust your ass with consistency and greatness every time I show up. And every time I show up, I'm better than the last time, because if I'm not, what's the point of me being here? Everything I do is an audition for the very next thing. I don't know who's watching this. I don't know who's going to share this. I don't know if somebody's going to say, hey, when this Rona is over with, I'd like that kid to keynote, because that kid's spitting these hot fire, and he's hitting these millennials in a way that we can't hit, because he's young enough to understand, but he's old enough to know better. So let me go fuck with him. I show up like I'm showing up for Madison Square Garden for an Instagram interview. Y'all don't have that level of dedication because shit ain't hot enough for you. It ain't big enough for you. It ain't John Blaze enough for you. It ain't enough people for you. Who the fuck are you? You ain't Beyonce.
Yeah.
And y'all ain't gonna talk about the 8 years it took Beyonce to even get to Columbia Records, losing our Star Search, all that other shit before we start talking about packing out stadiums. You know what I'm saying? Process. Like that's the point I need people to understand. Y'all not there for that. I watched a documentary, and the choreographer for Michael Jackson was like, yeah, the dancers are always shocked. And the interviewer says, why? He's like, yeah, because they don't ever see Michael until like the day of the show. He was like, they don't see Michael till the day of the show. He's like, yeah, I show Michael the dance once, Michael gets it, and then I spend 7 weeks teaching the other people. You show Michael once? Yes. He's the greatest dancer who's ever lived. I show him once. And then he gets it and he shows up. And the first time they see him is on stage. And he pops out of the thing and he pulls the sunglasses off. And then it's wannabe starting something and we off to the races. But do you know how much discipline that takes? Do you have any idea how many hours of Fred Astaire that man watched? How many hours of James Brown that man watched? How many hours of Jackie Wilson that man watched? How many pairs of penny loafers that man wore down to the soles? Michael Jackson holds 3 patents. I bet y'all didn't know that. But y'all want it right now by virtue of you being here. I did a lecture at Clark Atlanta. The young lady says to me, I'm working at a PR firm as an intern, but when am I going to get paid? Because I'm doing all the work. I'm like, who are you? Well, it doesn't matter what your name is. I hit it with the Dwayne Johnson. It doesn't matter what your name is. Can you right now start a PR firm that people will respect? Well, no. That's why you're doing all the work. Because you don't know how none of this shit runs yet. So you got to understand. I asked my mama one time, I said, how do I become an overnight success? Well, it takes 30 years and a whole lot of blood.
It's a process.
It's a process.
Oh,
it's a process.
Y'all, I don't think y'all understand what type of game y'all getting, man. IG said we got 1:30 left, Dave, before we bounce out of here, man. Where can everybody follow you? If you're free next week, of course I'm here. We can always run it again for part 4.
So you're about to make me you're about to make me reformat my podcast where all I do is just sit here and answer questions. I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do with this next season of Business Bully Podcast. So,
hey, that's the move.
A few things. I got a podcast with my wife. It's called It's Not My Business. It's a lot more lighthearted than this, but we talk about some heavy shit. My wife is like super brilliant. So if you want to see me in a different element, come check us out every Sunday. It's notmybiz.com. Y'all can check that out. Tomorrow, Business Bully TV on Amazon Fire TV, Roku, or streaming live 24/7 at businessbully.tv. Coming soon to Apple TV and Samsung TV. Me and Matthew Knows go one-on-one, and we're talking about everything. We're going to talk about Beyonce. We're going to talk about Solange. We're going to talk about his book. We're going to talk about his kids, his grandchildren. We're going to talk about everything. Yes, I'm going to ask all the questions. So we're going to have ourselves a real good conversation up in here. So make sure that y'all go and get Business Bully TV right now. If you got a smartphone, you can watch it on businessbully.tv. Make sure y'all check that out. Follow me here on Instagram, obviously, The Business Bully, Facebook, The Business Bully, Twitter, DA Business Bully. Like, I'm always here. And if you want to get on the calendar, if you're ready to invest in yourself, go to freegamealert.com. Woo! And if any of that didn't hit you, y'all can just go to businessbullyshow.com and you'll find this thing. Or link in the bio.
Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you all for tuning in again. We hope that you all enjoyed that video with Dave. It was a great conversation. Keep tapping in. Make sure to support Dave at The Business Bully on social media. Make sure to tune in to his own platform, Business Bully TV. We cannot thank you all again. My name is Caleb Smith. Much love. Share this conversation. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share this video with at least 3 friends. We love you all. Much love. Peace.